Black Women's Financial Advisor Coaching Group. My name is Richelle Dickerson, and I am here today with an amazing master vision board coach. Her name is Mel Larson. She changed my life. I met her at Women Rocking Business. There's 50,000 at that time, 50,000 women from all over the country, all business minded. And out of all those women all across the country, Mel and I connected. Now, you know that's the law of attraction, and we have been connected ever since. I took maybe two of her workshops, and she changed my life forever. And I want to tell you a little bit about how she impacted my life and positively impacted my income. And I want to introduce her. But first, let's check the chat and let's check the group and make sure that we're live. All right. Okay, so let's check here. I've got my phone. Mel, I have got my phone. I don't know if you can see in the group as well. Yes, I see us. Okay. Yes, we are looking good. All right, and I liked it. Okay, so listen. All right, so Mel Larson, I want to say I met Mel in 2001, I want to say. And I took a vision board course with her. I just began to make vision boards. I'd never done it. And I took one prior course, did a workshop with some women, and then I met Mel in Women Rocking Business. And it must have been something she posted in the group that made me decide to reach out to her, and I took her workshop. She had us identify what is our greatest fear in business. And I believe she had us get silent. And I remember it came to me that my greatest fear was the fear of asking for large amounts of money. Now, it's a little bit blurry what happened after that, because I think Mel did a vision exercise, a meditation and vision walkthrough exercise. And then by the time she walked us back into ourself, that fear broke off of me. The next week, I remember that was April of 2021. And that month, the week after that, I began to earn $7,000 to $10,000 per week in commissions week after week after week. It was so consistent that the president of our insurance agency, who was then my direct manager, called me and said, "Richelle, your self-image has changed. Keep it up, keep it up." And he kept calling me because he saw my income jump up and just consistently go and go and go. Now, I'll be transparent with you. I took a 2-week vacation sometime in June, and my income went boom because I believe I stopped the momentum. But my income never went below $2,000 a week. And a lot of that was passive because I had grown my agency. So I want to tell you that what she did with me and the visioneering changed my life and changed me on a deep spiritual, emotional level, I believe forever, because I have never looked back and I've never had that particular fear before. So without further ado, all the way from London, England, let's give it up for Mel Larson. Yay! We're all clapping. You can hear it in our spirit.
I can hear it all the way across the ocean. So, wow, Richelle, what a beautiful introduction. That's the first time I've heard the full story. I knew that you love and respected the work I do, just as I love and respect you and the changes you're making in the world and your incredible vision. But I didn't know the full story. So that's really exciting to hear.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, you know, it all starts in here. I love to say it's your mind, your menu. You know, you get to choose. And often we are choosing the cheapest stuff on the menu, the scraps, you know, and let's order the finest for our lives, because we are only here, as far as we know, one time, at least one time. Even the people who believe in reincarnation say we're only here once as this person. So,
Mm.
let's choose the highest for ourselves. And I think I'm paraphrasing Oprah, who said something really beautiful about choose the highest possible vision for your life, and I really love, when Oprah speaks, I listen. We listen.
Yes, yes. Well,
Yeah.
listen, Mel, I do have some ladies watching. I see in the chat, I see Corey Jordan. Welcome, Corey. I see Casey Baker. Hello, hello. I see Maria. Jazen is watching. So I see three ladies there. I want to give you guys some hearts and some thumbs up. What I will do is I can turn on my tablet over here at the end of what we are doing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. And we can also bring you on camera. Corey says, hi, hello, hello, hello. Corey is in Canada. Corey, aren't you in Canada? I believe that Corey is in Canada there. Yep, yep, yep. And Casey Baker says hello, hello, Casey. You can go ahead and type it in the chat. Where are you guys from? I believe Corey, I believe you're in Canada. Casey, where are you calling in from? Where are you chiming in from? Yes, Corey says yes, she is in Canada. What time is it in Canada right now? Casey says hello. Yep, we'll give them a little bit of time. Yep, Montreal, Canada. So Corey is chiming in from Montreal, Canada. It's beautiful. Have you ever been to Montreal?
No, I've never been to Canada. I have relatives there, and one day I'll get there. But no, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey says it's 2:13 there, so it's the same time there. And Casey's calling in from Maryland there. All right. Okay, so without further ado, Mel, I just wanted to ask you, just tell us a little bit about yourself. What
Hmm.
is it that you do and how you came into doing this type of
Oh,
work?
thank you. So I am a business growth mentor and coach, working all around the world, and I help entrepreneurs to finally trust their big vision and joyfully grow the business of their ultimate dreams. I love doing that. So one of the things I help people do a lot is get really clear about what they offer and be able to communicate that powerfully and compellingly and attract in the clients, the people that they really want to work with. It's not always clients, sometimes it's partners, sometimes it's employees for their growing business. And I work in two main areas. So basically I'm working with mindset, which is why I say your mind, your menu. Like, really, what are we putting on the menu for ourselves? Are we giving ourselves a feast, or is it the opposite? And I also work with marketing strategy, and I make marketing simple and
Mm.
fun. Someone gave me an
Fun.
amazing
Yes.
testimonial the other day, and she said, I always saw marketing as something like really cold and boring that you have to do. And you made it fun and accessible, and you made it a communal experience. And I love that. I think marketing is fascinating. It doesn't have to be complicated.
I
That's
love
what I do.
that.
Yeah.
And I took your 5-day challenge, and I have to say, Mel, you did exactly what you said. Because during your 5-day challenge, I came to the realization you talked about our ideal client and identifying our ideal client, but you always have us go into meditation and
Mm.
get quiet and see our inner self give us the vision. And my inner self gave me African American um, gospel singers
Mm.
and gospel singers and athletes that have challenge with their money because they're coming from maybe single parent homes or homes where families don't have a lot of money, and then they get a lot of money, and then they may get injured or hurt, and then the money is gone, and a lot of times they end up back where they were.
Mm.
So to focus in and to zoom in on those, and I had never got that kind of clarity until after I took your workshop from last week. And I can't imagine what it's like to work one-on-one on you with you.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. It's great. I love that you got that. And that's one of the things I specialize in, helping people really connect with their heartfelt vision. Because without vision, we are in business as usual. We're just doing our daily habits. Vision gives us something to grow into, to learn from, to become bigger and better than we ever dreamed we could be. So I love vision work, and I love, exactly as you said, when you go within, we have our subconscious mind is like this vast storehouse of information, experiences. We are taking in a lot of information that we're not always conscious of, especially in our childhood. And some people say we have that information in us genetically as well. Some people talk about the collective consciousness. There's all sorts of beliefs around that. But what most people will agree is we have a lot of information in here that we don't access on a day-to-day basis. But when we dip into it, like when we meditate, when we visualize, there are a lot of answers and ideas and solutions and amazing connections and realizations available to us. So when you hear the gospel, when you are connecting with the needs of African American athletes, it's like this infinite intelligence is speaking to you, and it's an amazing place to visit. And many amazing gurus and teachers and coaches have talked about this space. And we have a very busy culture nowadays. So it's really important to make time to just pause and dip into that space, because a lot of the answers are there. A lot of the healing is there. A lot of the magical connections that get created. They start from that point. So, visualization is an amazing, powerful place to dip into on a regular basis. So I really love that you embraced it fully, and look what happened. Both times that you talked about, amazing things happened to you. And it's all, I really, appreciate the praises you've given me, but actually it's all you. It's coming from your infinite wisdom inside of you.
That's so good. And Mel, since last week's challenge, I made a commitment sometime during the challenge. It was on Sunday, because on Sunday you talked about getting quiet and going within, and then visualizing who your ideal clients are. And then I visited a friend's church, and the pastor had everybody make a commitment to spend 5 minutes of silence. And he
Mm.
had us practice it at the end of service. And then I said, that's it. That's what I need. That's so much confirmation. And since then, I have I've done my affirmations and read my vision aloud. And then I lay in the bed and I began to vision. And I remember, I don't know whether it was you, or I don't know whether it was Florence Scovel Shinn. Now I'm comparing you to Florence Scovel Shinn. So that's huge. So
Thank you.
I know, right? So was saying that infinite intelligence, prayer is when you're communicating with God, but is it intuition, or I think I'm saying it right. Intuition is when God is communicating with you. So instead of forcing yourself to have a vision, like this is the car I want and I see it, just relax and let it come to you.
Nice.
So I started doing that, and I was really sad yesterday. I was angry and sad, just going through these emotional highs and lows and trying to push myself emotionally through that. But after I woke up from doing it this morning, I got ideas of people to call and things to do. And the people that I saw responded with yeses. And today I feel free and refreshed.
I love that. You know, when you're talking about like going within, and then you talked about the sadness and the anger. Sometimes when you've done a lot of deep spiritual work, or you've been on like a workshop series, like my vision boarding, or you know, you're in church and you're going within, there's this time afterwards, it's almost like a cleansing. My husband calls it spiritual
Mm.
flu, which I
Oh,
know.
spiritual flu.
Flu.
We need to
So
write that down. Y'all write that down. I'm putting it in the chat. Spiritual
make a
flu.
note of that. Yeah, because I remember going to Switzerland one time, maybe 20 years ago now, 15, 20 years ago, to see to sit with my husband's guru, who was this meditation teacher, amazing Indian woman who now lives in upstate New York. And I had heard so much about her. Like my husband had said, you know, she looked at me and I had this amazing experience. I was like, I have to sit with this woman. And what I experienced, I thought I was going to be like with the angels having this amazing
Right.
time. What actually happened was all this
Stuff.
stuff, yeah,
Ooh.
came up. And I sat there at this
Mm.
retreat feeling sad, and it was really heavy. And then I got home, my husband was like, how was it? And I said, I just feel really miserable. And he laughed. He said, oh, you have spiritual flu. And then it will pass. And then within a couple of days, I started feeling really amazing, because sometimes the clear out does not feel good.
Mm.
When you embrace and you suddenly bring in all this love, or all this peace, or all this joy, and then all the stuff that isn't that has to go somewhere. And usually it comes
Mm.
out in the form of tears or sadness or sometimes anger.
Mm.
I was really glad that he provided that context for me, because I was like, something is wrong with me. You know, I was sitting with like,
Mm.
I think it was about 8,000 people sitting with this meditation teacher. And I was like, what is
Mm.
wrong with me? Everyone else is
Mm.
having a great time. But
Mm.
yeah, you know, it was doing its work, whatever you want to
Mm.
call it. Spirit was working through
Right.
me and healing and releasing negativity.
Right.
And sometimes that does not feel good.
Thank you so much for that. Because I was conscious. I was driving. I was taking my son to get his glasses, and we had a 3 hour drive, and I was going through it.
Mm,
It's like,
yes.
why am I so sad? And what is, I feel like
Yeah.
I just want to jump out the car and, and I know that I need to get on that high flying disc,
Yeah.
and keep my vibrations up. And I have got my son here,
Mm,
so I had to reset, and just being able to lay back into it and just reset. I have so much clarity. I feel so much stronger and so much peace now. So I just
mm.
want to thank you for what we do. So listen, we've got a few more ladies who've jumped on. Katya Blevins jumped on. Hello, Katya. And Donzella Smith jumped on. We've got quite a few ladies. Go ahead and type it in the chat where you're calling from. I think Katya is calling from, I know Donzella's calling from Maryland. Katya, what city are you in? Where are you calling from? Go ahead and type it in the chat there. So sometimes there's a little bit of a delay,
Mm.
so we'll go back and check them out. So spiritual flu. So listen, tell us, how did you get into vision boarding? How did you get into it? And also, if you have any vision boards that you want to share
Oh,
with us. So.
yes. Oh, don't get me started on my vision boards. Let me show you my latest vision board, because maybe some of the ladies watching may not know what a vision board is, although I know you
Uh-huh.
do quite a lot with them. So this is my latest vision board, which I feel so good when I look at it, I feel so
Mm.
wonderful. And you know what? It's already starting to happen. And I'm only just realizing that as I'm showing it to you, Richelle. I'm realizing that I'm manifesting it, because as you can see, there's a lot of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I live in a relatively urban area. And there is this um there's a cemetery around the corner,
Wow.
about 5 minute walk. It's really beautiful. Okay. So it is a cemetery, but it is very, very beautiful. And normally me and my husband walk down the middle, and it's a nice enough walk. But the other day we discovered if we walk around the edge, it really feels like you're in the countryside because it's got so many trees. You can hear the birds, you can't hear the traffic, and it's the most exquisite place. And we've started walking there every lunchtime because one of the things I decided was I don't want a 60-minute lunch break. I want a 90-minute lunch break so that I can eat, relax, and walk. I need to get away from my screen every day. And this, I know I'm going off track. I'll come back to the vision boards in a
No,
minute,
this
but it
is
does seem,
good. This is all good.
it's just like, you know how we inherit things like cultures and systems. So I was like, a lunch break is 60 minutes. Like that comes from like, I don't know, industrial era, right? So we can get back
Hmm.
to work in our factories, but we don't live in the industrial era anymore. And I suddenly, it was literally, I think earlier this year or late last year when I thought, why don't I have a longer lunch break? So, because I was always rushing to get that walk in down the middle of the graveyard, the cemetery. And I realized I can have a longer, my mind, my menu, I can create the day I want. So now I have a long
Mm.
lunch break and we walk round the edge. So we're
Mhm.
trying something new. And I only just got that when I shared this. This is my latest vision board because there's
Mm.
so much nature in it. And there's like a deep yearning in me to be near trees and be in nature. So I just find it just incredible how vision boards work. That's a really small little thing. I'll show
I
you some other.
love it. So
So
you just expanded my idea of what a vision board is. It's not just the car, the house, and the agency or the financial group you want or your agency goals, but it's also your nature walk, the things that you want to manifest and surround yourself with. So thank you so much for that.
oh, you are so welcome. And it's actually also about your inner world because ultimately anything we want, you know, the 6-figure, 7-figure salary, the dream partner, the vacations, what we really, really want from those things is how we feel. You know,
Hmm.
most people want to feel loved and secure. And then we have all the other extras, like we may want to be acknowledged or feel powerful or make a difference. All of those things, they're all about love and peace at the end of the day. So
Hmm.
going within, we're back to going within again, is a really important part of vision boarding. Like it's fine to put on the house, the car, etc., but also put in things that convey how those things will make you feel, how you want to feel. You know,
Hmm.
for some people, having that car is like, I can finally visit my family that live on the other side of
Hmm.
wherever, or I can be independent. Those are feelings.
Mm,
You know, or I
mm.
can
Feelings. Thank you
drive to
so
that
much.
vacation. So
Hmm.
when you're making your vision board, which is essentially a collage, you want to tap into the feelings, and the feelings are what are going to give you the energy to make it happen as well. So I'm
Hmm.
just going to share a couple of vision boards. Before I do that, actually, I'll just mention, you said, how do I get into it? So years and years ago, like at least 30 years ago, I discovered this woman called Shakti Gawain, and
Mm.
she is like the grandmother of visualization. In fact, she has not received enough credit, in my view, for this beautiful book she wrote. It was so long ago, I can't even remember what it was called, but it was something like creative visualization. And she wasn't talking so much about vision boards, but about going within, visualizing the future you want, and tapping into the power of the mind. And I read this book and it blew me away. And I started visualizing, you know, what are the things that I want? And I would write them down. And then I cannot remember how I discovered actual vision boarding. Maybe it was in her book. It was so long ago. But I started to do that too. And I started to get results and realize this is really powerful. So I'm going to tell you just 2 stories around some vision boards that really turned things around for me. So this is one where I wanted to get some clients in for a coaching program, and it was a premium program, cost several thousand dollars, you would say, pounds, and I was failing. It was so hard. I just couldn't get clients. This was a long time ago. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to create a vision board. And I really felt like, oh, this is never going to happen. This is silly, but I made it anyway. Guess what? Literally within days, those people started to appear. But also, I started to take new actions. I had a renewed sense of energy. I was bolder. I was primed for success because I'd created this. And
Mm.
they gradually showed up. And I'll never forget when I filled that program, I wanted 6 people because then I was like, okay, now I can do anything. And then I started to move into expanding even more, and I wanted to grow my business. So then I was like, I wonder if I can take it over 6 figures. And I created this queue of people who wanted to work with me, 5-star ratings. The candle represents the light with me, really helping people discover their light. I had a certain financial target, which I surpassed and smashed. I was really happy about that. Dreams, and the fruit was like the fruit. And this was the first time I'd really gone into, you know, more money than I'd ever had at that time. And through serving people, through everything I wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to be rewarded well for it. And again, it happened. And every single time I've made a vision board that takes me to another level, it has felt impossible. It's felt like, well, this is a dream, let's give it a go. And each time it has happened. And I have like an outrageous vision board for this year. And it still feels like, how's it going to happen? But each time I create it, it takes me into a new realm, and I always find the answer. And then just a couple of other things. You can use vision boards for all kind of things. So this is my vision board for selling. So you'll see there's words like love, inner cleanse, meet the future. When I'm inviting people to work with me, I don't think I'm selling to them. I'm like inviting them to meet your future, greet the future, and walk with me. Walk with me. I'm not saying, hey, buy my stuff. I'm like, I can take you on a really interesting journey. Walk with me, expand your mind. So when I created this, I just really love, it's a very simple collage. It's literally on like a piece of paper, but it really expanded something in me, and it reframed selling for me. Because a lot of the time in business, the messages we've received around business and selling is like, it's a real bro culture, like push through, work, get up at 3 a.m. and don't sleep.
Right.
That's not me. I
Right.
don't want to do it that way. So, and I don't want to push people into doing something they don't want to do. I want to pull them magnetically into something that their heart is calling for. So this really speaks to me. And then this one is a vision board about having ideas, because again, this is a long time ago, but I keep all my vision boards. So I have a whole folder of them. I was so stuck, and I was like, I don't even know what I want my business to be. This was like 20 years ago. I don't know what my business is. I don't know what to do. I have no ideas. I feel stuck. So then I thought, hey, I can create a vision board about having ideas, because I was like, what's the next step? What do I do? I need ideas. Okay, I don't have any. Let me create a vision board about ideas. And when I look at this now, I'm like, something in me was tapping into that infinite wisdom in the mind. I don't even know what these symbols mean, but when I put that down, I was like, yeah, there's like some computing going on in my brain, some infinite knowledge that is going to show me the answers. And then, I'm going to find the light in the darkness. And I don't even know what this image is about. I think it was about like people having ideas and thinking outside the box. And within, I think it was a week, Richelle, I tell you, more ideas than I could handle. I could not believe it. And I suddenly was inspired, because that was the other problem, was before I made that vision board, I didn't feel inspired. I was like, when you have those times where you're just like, oh, I feel so flat. Why did I believe? Why did I ever believe? And it was like, I was so inspired, had so many ideas. So you can use vision boards for many, many different things. And this is only like 5% of the work I do with my clients, but it's one of the most important pieces, because as the saying goes, without a vision, the people perish.
Oh, so good. Oh man, you just expanded my idea of what a vision board is to a whole nother level. The artistry and the clarity. So tell us, how do we attract our ideal client? First, how do we identify our ideal client? And how do we attract our ideal client?
Yeah.
Pen in your
So
paper, ladies, and we'll check for your question. Hold on now. We've got the
sure.
ladies are really chiming in right now. So
Oh, let's hear it.
let's see what's happening. So, Shalonda just came on. Hello, Shalonda. So Casey says, "Hi, Shalonda Mitchell. Look at you. Fancy seeing you here." Oh, they know each other. They're talking and laughing in the chat. Okay, so Shalonda says, "I love this. It's a new way of looking into what you want, actually seeing and feeling what you want."
Very true. Perfect way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us, Mel, how do we identify our our ideal client, and then how do we attract them?
Okay. So how do you identify your ideal client? Really, it's kind of like tuning in again because you can do it strategically. You can say, here's my product or service, who will be interested in this? And that's a good thing to do. But it's also good to go within and think about, who do I really want to work with? Because it's
Mm.
that default. Remember, I was talking about the lunch break, and it's like, okay, 60
Mhm.
minutes for lunch break. Let's break out of the mold and say, what do I want? Not what society tells me. Who do I want to work with? Because I tell you what, a lot of us grew up in families where the parents are like, you should do this job. This is the best job. You need to have this kind of status. But what we're really looking for is what makes me happy. And that will change throughout our lifetimes as well. So, one of the things that is really important to me is I like to work with people who want to make a difference. Yeah, they want to earn good money and they want to have a great quality of life. Fantastic. And for them to be of interest to me, they want to make a difference because that's what I'm
Mm.
interested in. So I work that out by going within. I could just say, hey, I'm a business coach. Who's got a business? Right. That is that is not enough
That's
for me.
infinite.
I mean, I turned down a client once because they worked in an industry that I personally didn't feel was ethically and morally
Mhm.
right for me. And I did pass them on to a colleague who was delighted to have that work, but I felt like I cannot sit with this. It doesn't work for me. And I turned down a lot of money, but they weren't my ideal. So it's like tune into your values. Don't just think, hey, who wants this product or service? Because we spend most of our time working. We might as well spend the time with people we really want to be with.
Mm.
That's the first thing. And then the other thing is, don't cheat yourself. Who is your ideal client? Like I work with this amazing woman called Pam when I'm doing consulting, because as well as being a coach, I'm a marketing consultant and I work with large organizations with their vision, their mission, their business planning. And Pam and I were like, who do we want to work with this year? And I was like, let's pull in some really big contracts. And she was like, oh, that's too big. And I was like, no, let's just play the game. We wrote it down. And she laughed at me. She actually teased me. She was like, you're crazy, but let's do it anyway. And she came back to me at the end of that year and says, wow, you did it. We did it.
Mm.
We did it.
Wow, so
How those
awesome.
how those clients came to us, Richelle, you could never have planned that. You could not have mapped that out.
Hmm.
It was magical. They came by this crazy circular route, circuitous route, and they found us. So,
Mm.
um, so in answer to your first question was like, how do you identify your dream clients? Yeah, do your due diligence marketing wise and think who would like this product or service, but also look within. Who am I really going to enjoy working with? Oh, and there's another thing. I wish I could remember the name of this coach, but I always remember reading about a coach who said, it is really important to me that my clients like me and respect me. And
Mm-hmm.
I read that chimed with me and I thought, yeah, that's important to me too, actually.
Mm.
I want to work with people who like me and I like them. Some
Mm.
people don't care about that. For me, it's really important. Then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is, how do you find them? That is a long conversation. But it
Right.
doesn't have to be difficult, but it's something that evolves over time. But I would
Mm-hmm.
say the key thing is you need to be findable.
Mm.
So there's no point in hiding away, not having your photograph on your website, not
Mm.
networking, staying at home, looking at your screen, expecting people to find you. You have to do something because there are people out there, we're all on screens, that people are actively looking, just like you're looking for products and services. We're all on Google when we need a new pair of glasses or where can I find an orange dress with pink trim? Where's the first place we go? Google, right? So people are going to be looking for you, just like we all look for products and services. And also, especially when you're starting out, you need to look for them too. And where they are depends on who you are and what you're offering. So one of the questions to ask is, where are these the kind of people I'm looking for? Where do they gather? What do they read? What do they listen to? So that's pretty simple what I'm saying. And you can start off in a really simple way. I mean, there has never been a time where it is so easy to reach so many people for no money. And I think we all forget this. We've got LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook,
Mhm.
Pinterest, search engine optimization, Clubhouse, you know, on and on it goes. And most people will say, I don't have time to post on social media. I don't like social media. And I'm like, you know, I'm reminded of the saying, there are some people who would complain if you gave them £1 million, actual pounds or dollars, let's say, that the bag was too heavy to carry home. You know, it's like,
Wow.
please, we we have so much freeness surrounding us. And if it takes an hour a week to make your post, why not? So what? Is that really hard work?
Right.
I'm like, do you really want to be in business? And like, if you don't want to do it, pay a virtual assistant to do it, you know? It's like
Mm.
$25, $30 an hour. And if you don't have the money, as Gary Vee says, sell some of your stuff to get started. Like, I'm going off on another tangent, Richelle, but my mother, my 78-year-old mother, sold stuff from her house just for fun and made the equivalent of about $2,500 just having fun.
Mm. Mhm,
Right.
mhm,
And I
mhm.
always say to Mum, you can make a business. You're so good. Like she buys stuff, thrift stores, polishes it, repaints it, sells it. She said, oh, I'm just having fun. You know,
Yeah.
but she's 78 and people are saying to me, I have no money. I don't know how to make money. I'm like, I do get that. I'm not talking about people who are like so down and out that it's hard to pull up. I understand that. And I'm not saying, hey, it's easy for everyone. But for most of us who are in business, who are starting out, we have this idea, come on, if you want to be an entrepreneur, get out there and start making things happen with what you have, and the other thing to do is, a lot of us have done this in the coaching business or when you're in the service industry, get on the phone, go to networking meetings, call people, and it will be challenging at first.
Mhm.
It will be challenging, but you will grow so much. When 50 people have said no to you, you grow, you learn, but you also work out what makes someone say yes, what makes someone say no. You work out where you're holding back. So it's an incredible lesson to go through, the school of life. So, and it doesn't have to be hard either. If you turn it into a game and you're like, I wonder how many people I can just connect with. Often when I'm offering something and I'm doing something new, because I have flow now, I've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, I need to do events for people to know who I am, but it's not like I'm on the phone every day. But when I first started out, I would see, how can I make a heart-to-heart connection with this person? Or how can I make a difference to them, whether they buy from me or not? And that became a really powerful experience, because
Mhm.
it became fun, it became like a contribution, it became service. So, sometimes it's the way you frame, going back to your question about how can I connect? We know how to connect with people, really. Everything, sometimes when I'm telling people how to create their marketing plan, I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. Everyone knows this. But we know, it's like be visible, post on social media, send out some emails, do this, do that. We know it, but we don't do it because we're afraid or we want it to be easy. We want to be the superstar overnight. And it doesn't work like that for most of us. We need to put in the hours, and the growth is the gift. It isn't just the income, it's the growth, how we grow as we're learning to connect with our clients, that is the real gift, because we learn so much.
Wow, that was amazing. Look, I'm telling you, I started writing notes and I just started writing on the side of the paper and the top of the paper. As you were talking, I'm like, do this, do that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm so glad this is being recorded. It's also here in the group, you guys. I want to encourage you to back it up, rewind it, slow it down. What was the name of the lady who you said who wrote the very first vision board book?
Oh, Shakti Gawain. Let me put it in the chat.
Shakti, how are you spelling that?
Shakti Gawain.
S-H-A.
Shakti
Uh-huh.
Gawain, Gawain. I'm just looking her up actually to see if I can find the name of that book.
Got you. I just
Um,
dropped it in the chat. So let me check in with the ladies and see what they're saying. This was so ooh. Oh my gosh, I wish we had more time with you. We could have them come on and ask this question. Now, listen, I want you to drop it in the chat. Who do you really want to work with? That was question number one. Who do you really want to work with? Casey is saying, whoa, this chat is really fired up here. Shalonda is saying, so do we visualize what we want that client to look like?
Yeah, you can. I mean, the feelings come first, right? So what was the name of the person that asked the question?
This is Shalonda. She asked, so
Shalonda. Yeah.
Shalonda.
Hey, Shalonda. So it's a great question. So I would tune in first to how you want to feel when working with that person. However, having said that, we all have different senses that we tune into more. So for some people, it would be like, what do they look like? Maybe that is your thing because you asked that question. So you might close your eyes and see that person, maybe even see what they're wearing, hair length, all kind of different things about how they look. For other people watching this, it might be more that you want to listen, and it might be, what does their voice sound like? What kind of things would they say? For other people, as I said, it's feelings, thoughts, emotions. And for some of us, we just think. We don't do any of that fancy stuff. We don't really get into visualization. It's just we're thinking. My husband's like that. He's like a thinker. He'll be analyzing. So we're kind of like the inner talk, the inner thoughts. And for some people, nothing actually. I do visualization and nothing comes up for them. But later they have like an insight and they can act on that. So Shalonda, if visualizing, if imagining what those clients looks like feels right for you, I would jump on it and go with that.
Yeah, just trusting your inner man. For me, when you did this with us last week, I thought, boy, I sure would like to meet Kirk Franklin. And then I just said, who would I like to meet? And wouldn't it be awesome if this person was my client? And then, as far as people I'd like to be in business with, I said, man, I sure would like to go over Lance London's house. Now, I know Lance London from way back in the day, and I see him on Facebook and such. I said, it sure would be nice to go over his house and talk about what I'm doing. So, just the people that I would be like, wow, I'd love to sit and talk with that person or be in business with that person. That's how it came to me. So let's see, boy, this chat is really fired up now. So let's see what else the ladies are saying. Let's see, Shalonda. Okay, so we got that. And Shalonda said like, and see, she said, let me write down the big contracts I want to find. Amy, that's right. She also says, that's deep. That's deep. The bag was too heavy to carry home. Yeah, when you talked about the $1 million and how people would complain about how heavy the bag is. Casey is saying, I get a lot of clients via social media, and it literally takes less than 5 minutes to produce a video, and that is free. Social media is free. Capitalize on it. Absolutely. You can tell Casey is a manager and a coach.
Yes, Casey.
Mhm. And Casey is also saying, absolutely, you have to put the time in. And Shalonda's saying, thank you so much. Oh, wow. So the nuggets, I guess, we took away, just to wrap things up, unless the ladies have any more questions, is who do we really want to work with? And then for me, I know it was kicking back the guilt that sometimes would come when I said, well, Richelle, you really don't want to knock on doors in the Section 8 apartment complex and sell insurance? No, I don't. And I don't have to feel bad about that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so so that old man that wants to give without getting anything in return and kind of be neglecting ourselves and
Mm,
just staying in that box. But wouldn't it be wonderful to meet Emmett Smith and write a policy? You know, just really saying,
mm,
who do I, and then as far as we're insurance agents and financial brokers, it is, I really do want to work with agents and clients that love me and I love them.
yes.
You know, and that is okay. That is the will of God. I don't have to feel that guilty feeling like I have to go after people. I was telling an agent just the other day, if the lady told you she doesn't want it, stop calling her. You know, I had to really
Yeah.
reel him back from doing that. So thank you so much. So tell us your fear. And I felt like you had some things to say as I was talking there.
Yeah, I did. That's very intuitive of you. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
really, we're all called to serve in different places.
Mm,
So I would always trust the where your heart is taking you next, or even your mind, actually, and or your legs, where you've been
mm,
carried to. And it's
mm,
okay. There are billions of people in this world, and everyone will
mm,
get served by different people.
mm.
You know,
Thank you.
there are certain jobs I wouldn't want to do, but I'm very glad that some people feel called to do that. Could I work in an emergency ward in a hospital? No, it would not be me. But is it an important job? And do
That's
those
not
people
my,
feel
yes.
called? Yes. And are there people in the world who it is their absolute dream to work 24-hour shifts? They love it. That's their thing. Although I do think they should be paid more, but
Mhm.
they that's their calling. So you have to heed your calling, and you're a big thinker. You want to play big, honor that. Not everyone wants to play big.
Mm,
That's your playing field. Get out there and play.
mm. Oh, she just fixed it all. Thank you so much, Mel. You fixed it all. See, that's what I'm talking about, you all. That was so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, listen, I'm gonna just chime in the chat and then we're gonna sign off. Let's see. What are the ladies saying now? Uh so Shalonda says, "No, I understand, Shell. I don't want to knock doors anymore either." Yeah, we took some hard days out there, Shalonda. I'm telling you. And Casey says, "Yes, I'm a financial broker and financial coach." Yes, yep. We picked that up right away, Casey. Wonderful. And Shalonda says, "Yes, she did. That's your playing field. Get out there and play. I love it." And Casey says, "I used to knock doors as I did 38 years ago, but now too many other ways to market yourself." Absolutely. I love it. So any final words before we sign off, Mel? We do tell us how to get in touch with you, and I want to
Sure.
tell us if you have any events or anything coming up that we
Thank
can
you very much.
participate in.
Yeah. What I
Absolutely.
what I have to offer at the moment, I don't know if you can see it, Richelle. I just put in
Uh,
Messenger for you a link to my freebie. So I have it, and it's also in the chat. So
okay.
Messenger might be easier for you. I don't know which device. I tried to find the video, but I just couldn't find it. I wanted to be able to
I
see. Oh,
can make
it's not
you.
showing up for me.
So let me go ahead and make you the co-host. Made you the co-host there. And then it's www.dreamprojectcoach.com/free guided visualization.
That's
So
it. Yes,
yep,
that's it.
I'm
So,
going to copy that and see if I can drop it there.
oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate. So what you will get, everyone who's watching, if you click on that, is an invitation to sign up for a free 6-minute guided visualization about your dream projects. In other words, a big goal that you have. And my dear husband did the music in the background. It's a relaxing, I mean, everyone has 6 minutes, I hope, to just relax and pause and think about their future, a future dream. And when you click on that and sign up for that, you will automatically receive information about upcoming free events. I have an event next week, in fact, which is a masterclass called Maximize Your Dream Client Vision Board. So if you have a vision board, even if you don't, come along to that. It's Thursday, 7 o'clock UK time. So it will be the same time that we started this interview, whatever time that was.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Is
Eastern
that Eastern
Standard Time.
Standard? Yeah, Eastern Standard. It's
Mhm.
completely free, 90 minutes.
Hmm.
So you can deep dive into the kind of work that I do that Richelle has been telling you about. And I promise you it'll be powerful, fun, and worth your while.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm hand typing this in the group
Okay.
www.dreamprojectcoach.com
Coach.com
/free
forward slash
dash
dash, sorry,
guided.
dash, yeah, guided.
Make sure I spell it right. I
Dash
know.
visualization. Yeah.
Guided dash visualization. Visualization. Say with an S.
Because
Sation. There
it's
we go.
England.
I know that /. Okay, so boom, I dropped it in the chat, you guys. Go ahead and tap it. Head on over there. Meet Mel for a free 90 minutes. Let me tell you something. 90 minutes with Mel can change your life forever. I remember one morning at the second workshop I took with you, Mel. It was early in the morning here in Virginia, and I was in my pajamas, and I just remembered that I was laying in the bed, and I just remembered you were having a workshop. So I just reached over and I tapped my tablet, and you came on. But I didn't come on because I looked a hot mess. I might have had my bonnet on or whatever. And then I was tired in my body, and you took us through this visualization of who we want to be 1 year from now. And you took us from you had us meditate and see ourselves, and then you walked us, I believe you walked us through the month, and
Yes.
then we met up with our future self, and then you just allowed us to dwell and be with our future self. I'm going to tell y'all this because it's the women's group. So I'm going to tell you this. Okay, ladies, are you ready for the juiciness before we leave in 90 seconds? So I saw myself on Virginia Beach, sitting on the sand with a tall, brown skinned gentleman, and he put his arm around my shoulder and he was telling me about nature and things that were happening on the beach. And I can see it right now just as clear as I could then. And this vision was not forced, it just came to me like I was in a dream state. And then Mel walked us back 1 month at a time into our current self. And I was like, woohoo! Yes, and yes, 2, 3 yeses, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we still looking for him. And we in Virginia Beach though. I'm like, okay, maybe tonight. I don't know, right? I still have my expectancy. So that's the kind of wonderful, fun, and powerful experience that you're going to have just going to her workshop and tapping into her. So I'm going to check the chat really quick, but I do have a 3:30 appointment, y'all. So I want to wrap it up, but let's see what we're saying. So Shalonda is saying I clicked on it and it sent me to the coach website. Coach website, are y'all? Uh-oh. Telling me I need to buy a new coach purse. Oh no! I dropped
Oh,
it wrong. I re-drop it, Shalonda. No, it's not a coach purse. My bad. I will drop it, but you can buy yourself a coach purse if that's
yeah.
your vision board, right?
Some kind of message there for you, Shalonda.
Oh Oh, see there? It says,
Oh,
okay, Shell, you have the house and the beach. Who's the dark, tall man? I don't know. I'm looking for him. I'm telling you. But anyway. So, did you have any final words, Mel? And I promise I will drop it in the chat as soon as I get off Zoom, you guys.
oh,
Do you
thank
have
you.
anything to wrap up with us?
Um, just really huge appreciation and gratitude for you inviting me into your world to speak to your people. And I just want to say to everyone watching, trust Richelle. She's a fabulous guide. She's all heart and she walks the talk. She's a big thinker and you want to be around a big thinker. And
Mm.
Richelle, you're just amazing. You're a force of nature. Trust the bigness. That's who you are. I just see an incredible, you're already living an incredible life, but I just see an incredible future for you. And it's just been
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And I hope I hope one day maybe I should put it on my vision board that I can come and hug you in London. You and
Oh,
Lily, you and Lily can go out to lunch or tea. We'll have tea in London. I'm really, really thinking big if I say we'll have tea in London with King Charles or something. I don't know, but think big, right? All right.
why
I
not?
love you. Mail kisses. Mwah,
Oh,
mwah,
bless
way
you.
across the continents. Thank you so much. We love you. And we'll see you next time, 2 o'clock. Next week, we're having Siobhan Bowman come on, and she's talking about just how she was pregnant. She's telling her a story. I don't want to go into it, but she's telling her a story. It's inspirational and powerful. And we'll see you next week. We love you. Bye bye.